Hello, I am Brother JT Thomas, 395 NZ, District Director of Public Relations. I am here today with Brother Julian Wilson, Phi Theta 18. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well, team. How you doing?
Bruh, it is good to have you on the yard. For those who are watching, this is fourth DTV, and what we're doing is reaching out to young brothers throughout the fourth district and trying to learn a little bit more about them, their university, and or their campus. So, Brother Wilson, tell me about Phi Theta. Where is Phi Theta?
Phi Theta is located at Cleveland State University, obviously in Cleveland, Ohio. We were chartered on August 1st of 1970 at the 53rd conclave. Um, you know, going to a commuter school, we've had some years of layover in intake, which in turn has caused us to be a really tight knit chapter.
Gotcha.
From 1996 through 2022, we've had 26 members over the course of that almost 30-year period, come through the chapter.
Yep.
So
There's a conversation about that, bro, in terms of that there seems to be this disconnect in terms of membership, individuals interested in making. I think we see it throughout the fourth district and the fraternity where young folk tend to find other things to do outside of joining Omega. But today we'll share with them the benefits of being involved in an organization like Omega Psi Phi Fraternity. So on Cleveland State University, tell me about Cleveland State. What kind of school is it? What do you all do? What's interesting about Cleveland State University?
Cleveland State it's a Division 1 school, but it's like on the smaller scale of Division 1. We don't have a football team, but we've got a basketball team. They compete in the Horizon League and they do pretty well. They're actually competing for the Horizon League championship this weekend. It's located in downtown Cleveland, so you have the opportunity to live in the city and experience that living in a city type vibe. Like I said, it's a commuter school, so the majority of the students don't live on campus. So that's what adds extra value to joining student organizations because of the lack of on campus presence in terms of student life. Like there's some dorms and there's like a lot of apartments, but because it's in a city, there's not a lot of parties that happen on campus like you may encounter at other schools with like more rural or suburban campuses. And so being a part of those organizations, the NPHC, Divine Nine organizations, Black Student Union, other student organizations, it's really valuable.
Got it, got it. So with that being said, great points. How does the campus embrace Omega on your campus?
We I feel like we're embraced pretty well. We have a banner in the student center. Even when we were struggling to have an active level of membership in our org, we were still allowed to have informationals and student center tables and stuff like that because um the student organization administration, they know the history of Omega, and how important it is to just Black culture and history. And so in order to facilitate that opportunity for their student body to experience and encounter and seek membership in Omega, they allow us to do everything that we need to do, even if we don't have an active level of membership on campus. And
Understood.
as far as the student body is concerned, you know, we we're involved. We do service and social gatherings with NPHC, our own events, and it's been fun and productive.
Good deal. Good deal. So with that, brother, can you share with me any notable brothers that come from your chapter and their university?
Yes. So brother William Owens, he's 196 of Phi Theta. He's an attorney in the city. Um, he's done a lot just for the revitalization of our chapter. That's why he was the first brother that comes to mind because we had a big, you know, layover of intake from 79 to 96 when he and his line brother came through, and then they kind of initiated a new era of Phi Theta where we've been, rather consistent since then.
Good
Um,
deal. And so it's so important. The reason why I asked that question, because oftentimes what you get, young folks don't know who they're associating with in terms of when they join an organization. They may only think about the individuals on their campus.
mhm.
However, these organizations are staffed with men from all walks of life. As you just mentioned, Brother Owens, who's an attorney. I'm sure there are other brothers in all fields because Omega has men of all caliber, right? And we often like
Yep.
to think of ourselves having the best men of the best caliber, right? The best men. So that's why I kind of asked that question, just to uh, make the audience understand that Omega, beyond just the university space, we have members who engage and stay connected to these universities for a very long time. So thank you for sharing that, brother. So let me ask you this. So what's special about Phi Theta? What is, and I'll share and I'll brag and say we like to say my chapter is new Zeta non-greater. So
Mhm.
we often like to tout that non-greater. So tell me what's special about Phi Theta.
The We are truly the 8 out of the 80. That's what makes Phi Theta great. We're small in numbers, but we share, which forced us to have such a deep rooted bond amongst one another. Like we're a true brotherhood. We spend birthdays, anniversaries, older bros when they have children graduating, and you know we're all really intertwined with our lives. We contribute to one another's endeavors, and then we really just have each other's back fraternally, and from just a true friendship perspective, and just on the bruh side, we do it all, so.
Gotcha, gotcha. So what are some? Are you guys involved in any special programs? Have you done any programs in the last couple of years or so?
One of my favorite programs that we did in the last few years, going a little far back in time to about 2017, we did a water drive for the Flint water crisis. I was really proud of that because we amassed a mountain of water, gallons, cases of water that we were able to send to Flint. And, that I was really proud of that movement because that was something that was really necessary. We do a lot with the NAACP. Brother Benjamin Crump came to Cleveland to speak. We were involved with that. Um, and we do highway cleanups. A lot of times we partner in events with our home team Delta chapter, and so we've done highway cleanups with them. Other social initiatives during our Omega Week this past year. We had a nutritional health awareness event that we partnered with our home team, aka chapter, where we put together a presentation. Myself with one of their chapter members who's actually a nutrition major, and we put together a presentation about how to have a healthy diet on a college budget. And so I was really proud of that because, not only did we was the event well attended, but I felt like it was really valuable and relevant information for undergraduate college students.
Gotcha, gotcha. So with that being said, tell me this: how does one get in touch or get connected to learn more about Omega on your campus?
First, I would say just be present, because if you come in the student center, on a weekly basis, you're going to see our information table. Our school does information tables in the student center on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I actually have a graduate position in one of the offices at the school, and so part of my job is to do the information table for our administration. And so, a lot of um, interested individuals have come up to me just from me wearing Nelia while at work. But if you want to get in touch with Omega, that's the first thing I would suggest, is just to be present on campus, because you're going to find us. You can definitely also come in contact with us through faculty members. Some people have reached us through the director of Black Studies. You can anyone that you know on campus, they're gonna know a way to get in contact with us. So just, you know letting a trusted faculty member know that you have interest, and that you want to try to get in contact with the members of Omega on our campus. The third way is through social media, especially with this newer generation. We have an Instagram. It's CLE State Qs, Cle State Qs, and all of us, you can message the Instagram directly. We're all tagged in the pictures on Instagram, and so you could find our personal pages, reach out to us that way. But if you see us on campus, just come up to us, say what's up. We're friendly, and it's of the benefit of the chapter to expand.
I tell you what, when I first, now I'll tell you, I wasn't a huge proponent of fraternities. I'm an old football player, so when I came at to West Virginia University, I felt like I was somebody before I was somebody, right? So I
Mhm.
came in and really had no background or understanding of what fraternal life was. But like you said, what I noticed this. In fact, I ended up moving in with some cues, but I really still wasn't engaged. But I noticed how they kind of hung out in the student union, and how they congregated and carried themselves. And then one day I just decided to go up and say, man, when y'all having y'all next meeting, right? So I engaged them, and it was no problem for them to share that information with me, and give me the information and allow me to attend those meetings. And I'm so happy that I did more than 25 years ago, right?
Mhm.
It's been a pleasure for me because not only have I been able to come through Omega, I have a son, JT Thomas III, who also came through my chapter, who's also a former WVU football player. So, to your point, I would say for young folks, when you see an Omega, no matter if he's in a school, if he's at church, if he's at a football game, go up to that Omega man and ask him how to get involved with the organization. It really is that easy, right?
It is.
If you're interested in it, that's how you go about doing it. So thank you, Brother Wilson, for sharing that. With that being said, let me ask you this: what are the benefits? What do you see as a benefit to you joining such an illustrious fraternity?
I think the two primary benefits are expanding your network, both socially and professionally. You know, one thing that I like to tell people about joining any fraternity or sorority in the Divine Nine is you're not just joining your specific fraternity or sorority. You're also joining the Divine Nine family. So not only are you gonna create bonds and friendships with bros that you're gonna have for the rest of your life. I have, some of my closest friends are bros, and these are guys I've only known for a few years. Have you seen? I've only been in the fraternity for 5 years, but I have friendships that feel like they're of a value level as though I've had them my entire life, you know. But then you also have relationships like that with men and women of other fraternities and sororities that are a part of the Divine Nine. And then that social aspect, it enhances your life, having other people in your life of you know like-mindedness, not just your fraternity, but the other Divine Nine members. We all of our organizations have contributed to Black history. We all exude and require excellence. And so, anybody that is interested in these organizations and ultimately becomes a member of these organizations has, achieved a respectable, or achieved and displayed a respectable level of excellence. And so putting yourself in that amongst those people, in that echelon of people, is going to be of value to anyone. And then professionally, like I said, there's bros in my chapter, that are lawyers, entrepreneurs, you know, medical fields, tech fields, and you know, you're undoubtedly, if you get in, you get out what you put in. You know what I mean? So you spend the time, you make the time and energy investment to cultivate and develop these relationships. They're going to lead to professional opportunities. It has for me, and it has for any bruh that I've seen, make that investment.
Agreed, agreed. Couldn't Brother Wilson couldn't have said that any better. I mean, you did an excellent job of just conveying. It's such a benefit. For me, it has been one of the highlights of my life. And again, I'm one of six family members. All my uncles, my son, and I have two cousins that are all Omega men. There's six of us, and it's just we've had a huge connection to an organization that really makes us all feel at home. Brother Wilson, I'm gonna pivot to another conversation with regard to scholarship. Our number two cardinal principle, right? What folks don't know, there is a GPA requirement to get in Omega, as you kind of mentioned. All MPAC groups have some sort of requirement, but the one thing that I want to kind of point to is the ability to financially gain from having good grades, and that is through our fourth district scholarship initiative. Do you know much about that, or have you heard about our scholarship initiative? How if you have a 3.0 or better, that you're eligible to receive scholarship monies once you apply for it.
Yes, I've seen multiple bros take advantage of that scholarship opportunity. I know that there's also, I believe, I don't know if it's still active, but at least at one point there was a grant awarded to the top performing undergraduate fourth district bruh. And so, these are incentives that we take seriously in Omega because, as you stated, one of our cardinal principles, and to a lot of bros, the most important cardinal principle is scholarship. The GPA requirement to get into Omega is a minimum of a 2.5, but most chapters are seeking interested people that have, closer to 3 and above. So this is a fraternity of excellent men, and you know it's going to be required that you have performed academically to meet that standard.
You know what? One thing that again, in terms of the amount of financial support one may gain, right? I often know that chapters support undergraduate chapters support undergraduate chapters for great grades. The district level supports undergraduates with great grades, and then internationally, there's an opportunity for individuals to have a financial gain by having good grades. Again, that's membership, that's you doing what you came to college to do with regard to education, being having access and opportunities to have that be financial impactful to you should also be something that once you become a member that you should be aware of.
Absolutely.
Again, it's just a win-win for those who really want it, because Omega is not for everybody, right? But if
Right.
you're really interested in being, as you stated, a one of part of the excellency of it, you would Omega is something that will certainly work out for you. With that being said, bro, I want to talk about the business part of it, right? Because a lot of people see us partying and don't understand that there's a commitment with regard to attending trainings. Uh,
Right.
Most recently, we had the Undergraduate Summit. Could you talk about what an undergraduate summit is, and who attends those, and what the objective is, if you know?
So, from what I know of the undergraduate summit, it's really a national event that is held by the fraternity every year, and it's to celebrate the incoming undergraduate members, but also give chapters and members of chapters the opportunity to come represent themselves, represent their businesses. We have a chapter bruh who's our most recent initiate in the fall of 2022, brother Eric Payne, that went down to undergraduate summit. It was in Atlanta this January, and he's an entrepreneur. He has a construction company, Results Construction, and he went down. Not only did he represent our chapter, but he also represented his business. There were many other bros that were there that had, you know, information tables for their businesses, and it's a great opportunity.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, the career fair, that's what that was. In addition to not only undergraduates meeting each other, learning about the inner workings of the fraternity, having the ability to have access to individuals doing the career fair. It is a must go to event for an undergrad, right? Because
Yes.
that's where you learn about the fraternity, right?
Right.
It's a spectacular event. And then on top of that, we have the leadership conference. Now, the leadership conference are more inclusive to everyone, right? Not
Right.
only undergraduates, but for everyone. You have an opportunity to go to the leadership conference. And again, it's all about training, it's all about sharing knowledge and information to perpetuate Omega beyond the current year, right? We want to
Yeah.
keep Omega going forever. Have you been to a leadership conference?
No, I haven't been to a leadership conference, but these national gatherings, the claves, the conferences, the summits, you know, it's not only are you getting these trainings, not only are we, voting on the district level and the international level from the fraternity perspective, but you're also gaining the opportunity from the network perspective that I spoke to earlier. You're getting the chance. So you go to these career fairs. These are bros that have businesses that are offering job opportunities. They're offering you the chance to learn about their business, and maybe that's something that a business, or an endeavor that you'd be interested in partaking in yourself. And you're gonna have the opportunity to expand your network professionally as well as socially, just meeting bros from all over the country, all over the world.
I agree. I agree. So, brother Wilson, I have to say this has been an entertaining a conversation. I do want to end with a few undergraduates' perspectives that I want to get clarification on.
For sure.
When I came into fraternity many years ago, right there was two things you needed to know how to do. You had to know the triple kick and then 180 spin.
Right.
Nowadays, you guys are doing all sort of stuff. So tell me, what's the difference between hopping and stepping?
Okay. So first of all, in this new era, bruhs hop. We don't step. Okay. So the hop is just, the roll punch. We hitting it, we hopping, we moving with it. And so, but it's not just the simple steps to the hop. You gotta add, your there's more moves that are involved in it. So we got swims. We still do, the 180, which is basically where you start from the front, flip to the back, and then flip back around. But then we've got the 360 where you spin all the way around, and really nimble bros can hit a 720, which is two spins, at the same time. And so we still doing the kicks, you know what I'm saying? We still doing the marches that we've always done, but hopping is where it's at now.
I tell you, man, I thought I was one of the best back in the day, but boy, I tell you, my back go to hurt and I see bros doing what they do nowadays. I have to give it up to you, man.
Now you
Y'all
just gotta
got it going.
soft toe it. You know what I'm saying? Just soft toe it with enthusiasm.
I got it. I got it. That's it. That I'm that old. That's all I know, right? That's
Yeah.
all.
Ooh.
But yes, brother, it is again, brother Wilson. This is the first. I mean, you are blessed to be the first one on the yard, and I hope that we get other young brothers to come on, talk about their campuses, share with the public and the brotherhood. What their perspective of the fraternity, because without you all, right, the lifeblood of Omega, right, the young men who come into our organization just isn't the same. Yes, we can continue to have graduate levels, but it is so important to engage brothers like yourselves and brothers who come after you, in hopes that we continue not only the fourth district but our fraternity. Brother Wilson, I thank you. I want to give you an opportunity to share any parting words to your chapter bros or to anyone that you'd like to say something to before we leave.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for the opportunity. We're honored to be the first chapter featured on this show. And I just want to say shout out to Phi Theta, Julian Wilson 118, signing out.
All All righty. Thank you, my brother. You have a good day, man. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Likewise. Take care.